So there's an interesting phenomenon that I've just been made aware of concerning the timing of the Feast of Trumpets. So the Feast of Trumpets is the only major Jewish feast which lands on the first of a month. And that's important because the first of a month is determined by the sighting of the new moon. The new moon is like the first sliver of the moon. It's not the secular new moon, which is like a completely black moon. It means the first sliver of the moon is the new moon. And the ancient Jews would have two witnesses that go out and look at the sky. And if they saw that sliver of a moon, then they would say, ta-da, it's the beginning of the month. When that happened for the month of Tishri, which one Tishri is where this Feast of Trumpets is, then they would say, it's the first of the month, and now the Feast of Trumpets begins. And then they would begin the Feast of Trumpets. 10 days later, they would have Yom Kippur, and then the whole year would be based off of that sighting. So we know that when the Lord comes, it's a day of clouds and it's a day of darkness. So if those clouds were to appear, not the Lord, but those clouds were to appear on September 20th so that the new moon could not be sighted, and if those clouds were somehow supernaturally covering all of Israel so that no one could sight the moon from Israel, then we know that the Feast of Trumpets cannot begin. Now, they might still begin the Feast of Trumpets because most of the Jews, as far as I know, are just following a mathematically calculated calendar. And they don't actually go out, look at the moon, and then start their month then. Not even the Jewish calendar does that. So, there's the Gregorian calendar, which we follow, which has nothing to do with the Bible. And then there's the Jewish calendar, which the Bible is based off of. But then there's each month, and each month is based off of the new moon, which nobody does. So anyway, they'll probably still have the Feast of Trumpets, but I think it's important to be aware of that because if that cloud cover persists day after day, then technically we have not yet entered the year 5778. We will still be in the year that we're currently in, the Jewish year, 5777. So I think it's something to be aware of that. And I don't know exactly how it works out, but maybe the Feast of Trumpets is supposed to be when the new moon comes, and that might be, say, when the moon turns blood red. I don't know for sure. But I thought that was very interesting that that comes into play.